Okay, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Dash Transit out here again. This is part two of a single one-part stream that should have only been one part. It's your boy. Um, yeah, cool. All right, I'm gonna try to wait until people actually get in here, and then we're going to start up. Um, Hopefully this time we won't encounter as much crap. The first time, the internet on my end actually completely, well, excuse me, had completely shut out. That was why it started lagging towards the end. And I believe it has something to do with the rain that came through earlier because I do see some trees that are down and stuff. But we should be good now. Like, this stream should be good because I went to go reset the router. I went to go test it, watched another live stream on a different channel to make sure I would stay connected the whole time. Um, but yeah, we should be good now. So if we're all ready, everybody's here. Let's just start the stream back up. Boom, 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 boom. So little backstory on this particular intro, even though we did watch this video already in the previous stream. Um, the reason why, even though it does use a song from the YouTube studio, I kind of put my own twist on it to make it start faster to kind of match the vibe of action. It was like probably like my first edit of an intro because beforehand the song that I used was I would just flat out just take the YouTube studio song and just bloop, flop it on whatever video I have and then bloop, we're done. Like that was what I used to do. But with this intro, this was the first time I actually like clipped the song. It made the actual like intro match the beat of the music, and then from that point onward, I had used the 6ABC intro, and it was all history from there. Yep, yep. Um, Wait, why we? Oh. We already. Are we still live? Wait, cool. All right, welcome everybody. I'm sorry about the whole thing with the sound and video going out. Actually, oh shoot, I just realized that the audio for the video is not playing at all. My bad. My entire bad, guys. I'm pretty sure you can tell by now I'm very new to streaming. This is my first actual stream where like I'm actually talking to the audience because if you count the stream of the Charlie Tunnel Blitz and the Christmas event, I was actually recording video while I was doing that stream. So I was holding the phone with one hand to stream that, and then recording video with the camera in the other hand. So like it's like I wasn't really fully invested into like sitting down and talking to the audience and all that. Like I wasn't really. This is the first time where I actually did this, so this is the first time I actually had to be worried about bit rates and the software running and making sure I could talk at the same time my video is playing and all that stuff. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it is a lot of work. Like it's a lot more work than recording and editing. And which means this is probably something I should be doing more because I've noticed too that the audience very much responded to me actually being involved with the stream, like being involved with the community and talking to you guys and answering your questions. Like, this was probably the most response I've ever gotten to any video I've ever uploaded in the history of Dash Transit Gaming, and the Dash Official. This was the live stream for the 10K special was the most response I've ever gotten. So I feel like if anything, I should probably be doing more of this type of thing where I live stream and talk to the audience and maybe try to point you guys in like different directions to get some resources for transportation and all that stuff. Me personally, hold on, let me try to resize the chat so that when people start talking, they can actually see what they're saying. That was a mistake I didn't do the first time, and I apologize. Um, but yeah, we all come to this channel because we want to watch videos, and I do make the videos try to also be like somewhat educational. So like you'll notice like I'll make pop-ups to tell you what route this is and what type of vehicle it is. It's like, yeah, I do that so that people can kind of learn what they don't already know, but I want to also provide some more resources so that not just for SEPTA, but also like I said in a previous stream, I don't know if that got cut up or not, but Virtual Transit Center is like my pride and joy, because it's not just you go on there and you see rosters and you see assignments, but you can also see like the latest news, a list of retired vehicles, explanations on how the route system works for each system, where you can like see transfer points, fanning opportunities, stuff like that. Like it's a resource I'm trying to create. And this live stream, I see for a fact, it's something I need to do more, because it definitely shows that people want that. And one day I hope to be part of your vids and record my bus. If you look at the bottom left of the screen, you are part of the video. So, congratulate. Oh, it's gone. Well, the fame was short-lived. But actually, if you go into the Discord server, that was me being. I'm sorry, I don't know why I did that. That was me telling the joke, and I'm not really sure if it was funny or not. But if you go into the Discord server, you could actually like talk to me directly there, and we could probably like arrange me trying to record like together. It's actually like something I want to do. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I do want to actually do things with like other fans. And in your case, you said record your bus, so like, maybe we could record a ride together. I honestly watch your videos as a learning experience just by bus models and routes. Yeah, that's my goal. A lot of people actually, like, when they record transit, they kind of just record the moment. I try to record locations so you can catch the vibe of the location. So you can actually see, like, okay, like, if I go here, this is what I'll see. And I noticed that because I started doing that, a lot more other fans started doing that too. So it's like, it's a push in the right direction. Like, it's definitely like a change, especially because like, you don't really, like, okay, like, I'm going to use what's on the screen, for example. Right now, you see two Novas, one on the 33, one on the 48. I could put that anywhere, and it's just like, okay, cool, SEPTA has Novas, and they run on the 33 and 48. Okay, great. And so I want people to actually see, like, okay, this is what the 33 and 48 does. This is what one of the places it goes to. You could also go here and get to these routes as well. That's pretty much the goal that I'd be trying to accomplish with these. As you can see right here on the screen, like, you see how, like, I actually specify this is a version of the 44 that was the 121. Yeah. Stuff like that. It's just like, yeah, like, that's my goal. That's what I want to do. That's what I want people to see. Now, I'm not saying that everyone needs to do what I do. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying that's what my goal is. I want people to be more like educated, not just look at it because they like it, but even if you don't already like SEPTA or you don't already like public transportation, you can still look at the videos and get something out of it. Which is also why I refrain from talking in these kinds of videos. Like, if I talk in a video like this, it's like, okay, but like, what am I going to talk about? You're trying to catch the vibes. Anything I say will just change the vibe to my narrative. I don't want you to have my narrative when you're watching these kinds of videos. I want you to have the vibe of the area. If that makes any sense. That's also why I started the How To Transit series. Because it's like, yeah, people wanted me to talk, but I didn't want to talk in these kinds of videos, so I started How To Transit to have it that way. Woo, that was a lot of words. Woo. Now, give me like 15 seconds while I go shut this door out. Also, as an FYI, the camera is overheating again, so the audio is going to shut out at some point. Just let me know when it does, and I'll put it back on. I love transit vehicles. Yes. Definitely. Yeah, man, I work for SEPTA as a bus operator, so we can definitely make something happen. I think I only seen you once, and that was when you recorded Hudson Bus in 23. Did we speak? I vividly remember speaking to someone in that situation. I feel like we spoke. Like, I don't. I feel like we spoke. When you said that, I definitely feel like we spoke. I haven't fully understood why the 400 series are barely out there whenever I go places. Like, they do the same routes as the Sign, or do they? So I can actually answer that question for you. Hopefully the internet doesn't bully me during the process. Give me a second. That's what it was. That's what it was. You beat. I waved frantically. But I feel like I saw you after that. Like, I saw your face in that moment. I feel like I saw you after that. I don't know. Either after or before. But yeah, bye. Alright, you want my thoughts on the 52? I'm gonna hold on to that so I can answer the question about the 400 series real quick. I'm gonna pull up Scepter VTC real fast and actually show this. Alright, there we go. Alright, and I'm going to pull it up right now. There we go. So on the screen is the 400 series that currently exists for the school year. Well, I say the school year, they currently exist, but they don't run right now. They, for the school, as you see right here, the 400 series are routes that operate the Philadelphia area schools, but only on days when school is in session. So that's probably why you don't see them. And this is a list of all the routes that run and what school they go to. So if you want to go catch them on your own, you might want to check into like one of these schools to try to. I would recommend Baldy or Little Flower, because you'll see like them all sitting outside. Little Flower is probably better because you can sit off to the side and nobody's really going to question you. Or if you go to like say Manayunk, like say if you sit at like, Ridge Avenue and what's that word? I think that's Walnut Lane or Roxborough. If you sit at Ridge Avenue and Roxborough, you'll definitely see a bunch of 400 series like coming through around like either 3 in the afternoon or 7 in the morning. Okay, now to answer my thoughts on the 52. You ready? I don't have it. Like this 52 is like, okay, like we all know about the change where 52 went to started going to Wissahickon, right? And I could honestly say that was a good change, whether people like it or not. That was a good change. Hold on, here we go. I pulled up the article so people can know what I'm talking about. Alright, so it's like, yeah, like I do think that the 52 going to Wissahickon was a good change. I do appreciate that. Because it does create a connection between West Philadelphia and Manayunk, which did not previously exist unless you made transfers. And because the 52 runs overnight, it now has overnight service on City Avenue. So that's another plus. Something that was definitely needed because there are businesses on City Avenue that are open overnight. And because the 65 stopped running overnight back in like I think 2008, there was no longer connection to City Line overnight. So the 52 going there was definitely a welcome change. I'll put the video back up now. Yeah. Also, welcome West Philly Transit. My bad. How are you doing? I know that you was in a previous stream. I didn't actually. I'm reading the chats as I go through, so I'm sorry. Catching 62 today. Oh, you caught 62? I don't know if I should say I'm sorry or not. The 62 is. It's an interesting read, to say the least. Because it's the 61 Express, so it's supposed to run faster than the 61, but because of the fact that it only runs during rush hour and it has to sit in the I-76 traffic, I don't know if it's faster. It definitely goes further. Hold on. transit to help trying to work towards getting a better setup. So the setup was supposed to be me actually getting a microphone so I can actually sit and record sessions like this. Unfortunately, around the time when How to Transit died, that never came to be. So I still got to use the camera and record off the camera, and then have to depend on the camera staying on. And I forgot to turn the volume back down. My bad, guys. But yeah, I never actually got the equipment that I need to do that. So yeah, we still got to deal with this camera every now and then cutting out on me. And I apologize. We got this though. It's obviously not doing too bad. Like, we still got the vocals and all that stuff coming through, and it still sounds clear. So that's basically the most important parts. Alright, so West Philly Transit asks why the hydrogen is always assigned to 51. So the hydrogen buses are actually assigned to specific drivers, and they used to be assigned to routes, but now they're assigned to specific drivers. So whatever run that driver has is where that bus will be. So this, like, the 61 is probably where the most of them are, but they're also, I think there was 2 on the 23, the last schedule change. I don't know where they are now. I actually haven't been able to find out. But yeah, they're assigned to specific drivers right now. So that's why you always see them on certain routes. Because also those drivers are regulars, so they're on those routes every day, as opposed to like being like slate or hold down workers that kind of hop around. It's for regulars. Are admittees still on low ridership routes, or were they given back to Midway? So I actually don't know what happened to the MD-30s that were at Frontier. They're still there, but they're not running. And the thing is, on the days that they were running, the signs wasn't working. I feel like that was important. So, like, yeah, like maybe that's why, like, they're not really visible, because like they probably were fixing the signs or something, but I don't really know what happened. Like, they just kind of was running and then they wasn't, but they're still there. So like, yeah, it's like, I don't know. Oh, okay, well, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it so much. Oh yeah. So I gotta ride in Jersey Transit again. I agree. Jersey Transit is definitely changing a lot, so I definitely want to ride them more. Especially while the Nabbies with the ZF Eco Matter slow around, because I'm going to miss that sound. I'm going to miss that. It's a new bus of Allison with. But ZF Eco Life is also kind of terrible. It's like it don't have any personality to it. It's like, I don't know, it's like the economy transmission. Good for the environment. It might as well be a hybrid transmission. I don't know. It's like, yuck. But don't mind me. I'm kind of like on the older end. I'm used to like the Neoplan AN440s and like the Nabby 416s that SEPTA had, and the old flexibles that Jersey Transit had. Like I'm used to louder buses like that. So yeah, I'm kind of biased. The one on the 95 was a crazy catch. Maybe the 92. Yeah, I do believe that the one on the 92 was more of a crazy catch because they used a Lucy bus and they immediately put that back on a Lucy. So that was basically like your once in a lifetime chance to not only catch a Lucy bus on a non-Lucy route, but catch a Lucy bus on a non-Lucy route on a depot that the Lucy doesn't even come out of. That has not happened before and has not happened since. So that one that was on the 92, I wish I was out there. But even if I was, the sign was stuck on SEPTA off duty, so it kind of blended in. Are the middies still planning for replacement, or has that changed? They're still planning for replacement. They're being replaced with Eldorado Access models that are supposed to be 32 feet. I don't think they gave a solid number on how many 32-footers are coming, but yeah, that's what's replacing. Would SEPTA train cars itself ever be replaced, or stay for good? The ones that are currently on the screen, the M4 cars are being replaced with M5s in the coming years. The trolley cars are also being replaced in the coming years. They both already have their confirmed replacements. I will pull them up real fast so you can see what I'm talking about. They already have their replacements coming. They're already like designed and rendered and all that, and now they're just in the phase of waiting for them to come through. Give me a second while I pull this up. Yeah, alright, here we go. So the trolleys right here at the bottom, those are the ones that are going to replace the trolley cars, the Alstom cars, are the ones that's going to replace the current trolleys. And then down here you have the Hitachi Rail SDS cars. They're going to replace the M4s, and they're already scheduled to be coming. So yeah, those are the two that's guaranteed to replace what exists already. One last question before I did. When's the next full ride video? Oh, I swear I covered that in the other stream, but if I didn't, my bad. So I can't guarantee that I'm going to do full ride videos, and the reason why I say that is because when I do full ride videos, I point the camera out the front window of the bus that I'm riding. So when I do that, I'd rather be comfortable with the driver who's doing the drive, and I don't want to just get on some random bus driver's bus and be like, all right, I'm doing a full ride video, whether you like it or not. I don't want to do that. That's weird. So some people do that, like, don't get me wrong, and I don't judge them for that, but like the level of like professionalism and how I use like all this like equipment when I do my recording, I'd rather just know the driver, so like it's not like some kind of issue down the line or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I don't really. So as of right now, the only video that I have that could be a full ride video that I'm sitting on is the B3 and the Baltimore Metro subway. And the reason why I haven't posted those two is because I already have a video of the B3. Well, when it's brought Richburg. And I don't really want to post that because I feel like that's just going to step on my own toes, even though obviously now I do a better job at editing than I did back then, but it's like I don't really want to post that just yet. And the video of the Baltimore subway link, the reason why I don't want to post that is because of the fact that, as I pointed out before, when I post videos from other cities, the view counts kind of tank, and all the effort that I put into editing them kind of like makes it like, do I really want to post that and make the effort just for nobody to watch it? So it's like, yeah, that's why those aren't there. But I could. If the interest is there, I'll definitely post it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If the interest is there, I'll definitely post it. Is there anything Novas that are reaching the end of their lifespan? What would you consider the replacement? Mine could be sort of the. Well, the thing is, there's no option. The only American articulated bus that is not electric is the XD60. That's it. There's no other option. The annoying thing with the New Flyer monopoly is, yeah, there's no other option. We have no choice but to get New Flyer Excelsior Arctics. Now, if SEPTA decides to go electric, now that opens up the door to BYD and Solaris, but even then, I feel like that's basically like a guarantee New Flyer's going to get that regardless type thing. Like that door's open and shut already. There's really nothing. There's really like no way around it, and I wish there was. But there isn't. The answer is it's definitely going to be New Flyer Excelsiors unless somebody steps in the market right now and takes their place. But with the Buy America laws and the fact that SEPTA only gets federal funding and state, well, they only get federal funding for bus orders, yeah, it's definitely going to be New Flyer Excelsior Argents. And that's okay. Apparently a mock-up for the Kawasaki replacements is supposed to be coming this year. I don't know if it's going to be like a public mock-up or if it's just going to be the operators going to look at it, but one's supposed to be coming. I don't know too much about it, so don't ask me any more details. But that's also where I got the number being 9,500 from. I just don't know like where, like whether or not it's going to be a public display mock-up like the Silverado 5 was, or if it's just going to be like a go to depot, learn what it's going to look like, learn the width and all that stuff type thing. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out down the line when it does come. If it does come this year, we'll find out. But to my knowledge, I don't really have too many details on that. And to the point where it's like, yeah, I'm not even sure. It probably could be here already for real. But that's one of those things that like, SEPTA changed since 2008. They used to like do everything in public. But like, ever since, I don't know, sometime in 2015, their mindset changed where it's like they don't want to be as public as they used to be with stuff like that. So it's like, I'm not saying we got rail cars and didn't know about it, but like when SEPTA used to demo buses back in like say 2008, 2012, something like that, it would sit in front of 1234, yes, and then eventually it will pull off and start doing a tour of the system, and people will be able to see it going through the system. Because they will basically be like, yes, like this is how it would go through Frankfurt, this is how it would go through like Derby or something like that. Now, when they get like a new bus or like they want to demo a bus, it just sits in front of the building until like 3 o'clock, and then it's just go, all right, bye, we're done. And people don't even know that they're half the time. Like you could be looking at a bus that has Academy marking just trying to call 34 and not even know it's a demo. Meanwhile, old SEPTA would have had that same bus running through their terminals, and you would know, yeah, they're doing something for SEPTA. We don't know what, but they're doing something. I 100% missed the days too when they used to just randomly slap SEPTA logos on a bus and then run it the service to see what it will look like those MCIs and the Orion. And it was a new flyer they did it with. I missed that SEPTA. I wish that SEPTA came back for real. Okay, according to my stats down here, it says that I'm lagging again. So, are we lagging? Like, are we hitting like low frames, or like video freezing or something? Like let me know right now. It seems like yeah, like it definitely says I'm lagging like crazy. The number of drop frames is at 50% on my end. I don't believe that because the bar rating, like the kilobytes per second and all that, is still high. But yeah. It's not lagging on your end? I was about to go check. That's crazy. Oh, I'm the reason why it says I'm lagging on my end. Oh god, what am I doing? So I have the live stream open on my phone at the same time. So like that's why I said all that. I'm using my own resources. My apologies. All right, we continue. Bring on the questions. My bad, guys. You're gonna bring on more questions. I mean, if you want until questions are answered, I can talk about my current schedule-ish. Like you might notice I don't really post videos as frequently as I used to. Like it was a point in time where I used to post videos once a day, every day. And maybe sometimes you'll get 2 in one day if it's something like important happening. The reason why I slowed down on that obviously is because one thing, as I pointed out, I can't really post other systems to the channel anymore because people don't really watch that, and I don't want to spend all the time editing the videos and then going through all the stuff to post the videos up only for it to get like double-digit views. Meanwhile, I posted a separate video where all I did was like take it directly off the camera, upload it, and that one gets like 100 views in 5 minutes. Meanwhile, the one that I put the effort into from out of town gets like 1 or 2. Like, that's a hard pass. But if, like I said before, if there's interest for other cities, okay, so the worst route I ever did, it wasn't actually a route. Like, if you mean like the worst route I rode, 23. 23 was the worst route out of every route I've ever done any type of video on, because every attempt I made at recording the 23 was always interrupted by somebody jumping in front of the bus, or somebody yelling at the driver, or somebody trying to smack the camera out of my hand, or somebody trying to, or maybe it's not even on the bus. Maybe it's like somebody drove their car directly in front of the bus, and I had to like cut out that section because it was like so bad that we could have gotten to an accident if I kept recording, and I didn't want to take the risk. Or like maybe the 23 was probably the, like, I had attempted to do a full ride video on the 23 maybe 17 or 18 times, and every time I've attempted, something like that happened, and I had to basically take an L on that and move on and let it go. Thank you for telling me that the videos are entertaining regardless. I actually do sometimes need to hear that. I know it's like one of those things like, oh, you need your ego stroke. No. I mean, like, the reason why I say that is because sometimes when I make the videos and like I put all the effort into it and all that stuff, I be feeling like SEPTA takes priority over whatever I did. Like I could literally just upload a video raw and not do any type of editing, and people will still watch it because it has SEPTA logos on it. So like seeing that you said that they're entertaining no matter what, that I actually did need to hear that. I really miss these Kawasaki LRE trolleys. They're still around. There's probably only like 10 out of that's retired, but that's it. The rest of them still around. So if you missed them, go check, go to the lines that they run on. They still exist. They're still around. SEPTA drivers deserve more respect. I don't know why they get disrespected the most. Because people in Philadelphia are very angry. If it's one thing I've learned in my years of doing YouTube videos, is that like people in Philadelphia are very, very angry. And that's where most of the disrespect towards SEPTA comes from. It's just people in Philadelphia in general are just angry people. I live in Philadelphia, so it's not even just me trying to like diss my own people, but it's like, yeah, like you go to like say when I record SEPTA or record transit in general in Philadelphia, you have people who's like always aggressive. There's always at least at some point somebody's asking me why I'm recording, why the camera in their face, whatever. When I go to like Baltimore, for example, and I record MTA, oh yeah, no, very much people always like, they not only ask me like, do I have an Instagram or do I have a YouTube, but they want to be featured. They want to help. They want to be part of it. They want to be part of the creative process. You don't really get that in Philadelphia. So yeah, like, it's mostly because people in Philly are angry. That's why there's so much disrespect to the drivers. Have you ever caught MTA Maryland's New Gilligs? Because I saw some clips and they look like a beast. I have not actually seen them at all. And the thing that's annoying about them is that they don't track. Like, the MTA Maryland Gilligs don't track. So I don't know if they do now, but every time I go down there to find them, I can't find them on a tracker. So I have to like sit outside the depot and hope like I get a glimpse of one coming out or something. But like, yeah, like they don't. That's been the biggest issue. I will actually be back there. Oh no, I say we'll be back there. I'm actually currently sitting in Baltimore right now. Like a little plot twist. I might actually run through to a depot as soon as I'm done with this second attempt at a stream. And oh wait, hold on, the camera died again. I'll be right back. Hello? Okay. I put like a bag of ice under the camera. Because apparently the thing that's making it die is it's getting too hot, and that's why it keeps dying. If I put like an ice pack under it, I know that's stupid. Alright, but hold on. Maybe it will like stop it from like getting hot so fast. It's still gonna overheat. Maybe it won't be as fast. We'll find out. We'll see. Let's see what we have here. Oh yeah. Whole thing with. I do agree with that about the fact that people are still being angry is just childish. I do agree with that. I wish there was something I could do to change that, but obviously that's out of my control. Oh shoot! I just realized the volume. Oh, I'm doing it again. See, I told you I'm not good with streaming yet. I'm gonna get there, guys. I'm gonna get there. Like, give me a couple streams. I'll figure it out. I'll get there. I think it's sad that some don't want to help you. You make excellent, like I said, worth watching content. Thank you. Honestly, I agree with you. A little backstory on the whole like people not being nice to me thing. I'm not going to go into details for obvious reasons. I mean, obviously, if you've been on Discord, you pretty much know where this goes. But I do feel like at the end of the day, I'm just gonna let the content speak for itself. Like, I'm gonna try, like, even though like I am like trying to live stream more and talk to the audience more and stuff like that, like I am going to stick with that. Like, at some point I'm actually going to make a schedule where like every day at this day or at this time, I want to try to live stream so that people can actually like interact with me every day at a specific time. Like, so I'm definitely going to try that, but I'm also trying to take myself out of the content and let the content speak for itself. Because I don't want people to like lose out on like opportunities to like see like for example, like I am the only person to my knowledge that actually has like a full video dedicated to I'm pretty sure other people have them too, but the Proteras on the inside and out, I know other people have them too and stuff like that, but I'm just like, yeah, like I don't want people to miss out on seeing stuff like that just because they don't want to support me specifically, when it's like they're also missing out on history. The XHE40s was actually something else where it's like I was the only one that had videos of them at first, but people had like the day when it first came, and then people had like the day when it first ran on the 23 or something. I think it was 20. Yeah, it was 23. But like I was the only one that was really documenting them until recently. So like I said, I don't want people missing out on opportunities to see stuff like that just because they don't want to support me or my content. So I'm trying to take myself out of the content and just let the content speak for itself from now on. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, like I am still a person, so it does get to me. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it doesn't. But okay. Now what I'm saying is, in 2027 future, I'll still see these arcade Call of Duty. Yeah, they are definitely. Hopefully, when they do get here, like I'm hoping. I know this isn't going to be the case, but I'm hoping that when they do come, they displace the Charlies on the 15 first, or the G1 first. So that's another one. Remember we was talking on the other stream when I was like, yeah, like sometimes I misconstrue the ones I'm used to. But 15 is the other one. I always say 15 instead of G1 because I'm so used to both the 15 on Girard Avenue and I'm so used to G being the bus. But I for some reason I caught on the L real quick. Like I instantly caught that L. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, I hope that they put the new LRVs on the G1 first, because those are 100% needed out there. I don't think that's in their plans, but I hope that's what they do, because like, okay, yes, the 10 the 10 sets, the T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, those are fine in terms of having their equipment. They don't really have an issue with shortages of equipment, but because G1 is the only one that's ADA accessible, they have to run the PCC Charlies. They cannot run the Kawasaki cars. So because they cannot run the Kawasaki cars, when they're short PCCs, they have to run buses because the Kawasaki's are not ADA accessible. It's like, yeah, please, when the new LRVs come, please put them on the G1 first. Oh no, I'm not saying that all the lines won't get the benefits, but I'm just saying I hope they go on the G1 first to cover the shortage that they currently have. Listen, 104 and 102 could benefit from new Quad 2, especially depending on what. Yeah, that's what I meant when I was saying. Like, I don't mean like the G1 should be the only one that gets them. I'm just saying first to cover the shortage. That's all. I over-explained it, but basically, I feel like the G1 should get it first to cover the shortage, because there's a whole reason why the G1's the only one that cannot get Kawasaki cars. But it's like, if it wasn't for that, yeah, no, they definitely could do it all at once. But I feel like the G1 should be first before anything else. The G1 should be first. Well, this is a good look at this Kawasaki LRV put it around. Yeah. 100%. I am going to miss the Kawasaki LRVs when they go. I will say that, but hopefully. I know this is like kind of negative, hopefully, but I'm going to stick with this anyway. Because of how things are looking currently, in terms of like the delivery dates and when the mock-up's supposed to come and stuff like that, we're probably looking at 2031 by the time the last Kawasaki runs on the streets of Florida. Because when the new LRVs come, SEPTA can't just like, they can't just take the they can't just like be like, okay, so we got new LRVs on the 10, the T1 and G1, so we're going to do some mix and match. No, when they come, they have to put them on whatever lines are currently ADA accessible. So like the T1 is not. So they would have to make the T1 go completely ADA accessible before they put them on the line. Otherwise, they can't really, like the law requires something like that. I don't know the exact ruling, but it's like basically it's like once they do it, they can't go back. So I feel like the way they introduce it is going to be like, yeah, like they're going to put them on the G1 first because it's already like that. And then maybe they'll do the T1 since it's already out of Callow Hill. And then maybe like when they go over to like the Elmwood route, they'll probably do like, I'm not saying this, but they'll probably do like the T1 first, I mean the T3 first, something like that. Like they'll probably do that first and then be like, okay, we did the T3 because it probably uses the least LRVs or something like that. And then it's like, yeah, but like you can't then take them on the T3 and then put them on the T4 and then be like, oh, there's not enough. Let's just put them on the T. You can't do that. Once they put one on a different route, that route now is required to be ADA accessible. And that's why the G115 got in that situation in the first place. Because like when they discontinued the trolley service back in the 90s, they put wheelchair accessible buses on the route. And because they did that, they was now unable to put the Kawasaki LRVs back on the route because the buses were ADA accessible. So they couldn't just go back and put the non-accessible routes, the non-accessible trolleys back on the line. So that's why they had to do all this. Yeah. So like when the new LRVs come, it's going to be the same situation where it's like once they put them on the routes, they can't go back and be like, never mind, it's not enough, we can't do it yet. They're going to have to keep going with that single route. So I feel like they're going to do it route by route just to stop that from happening. But we also know that this is SEPTA, and this is the same agency that believes that you can run a Boulevard Direct wrapped bus on Route 58. So, we don't. I can't really guarantee that you're going to stick, but I feel like because that's a law, I feel like they'll be coming down our throats a lot more on that. Like I feel like it won't just be like well, they should, but they won't. I feel like they're going to have to. I feel like each SEPTA route should have at least one security guard that routes passengers just in case. See, the thing is, if they do have security on the buses, then you're going to have a lot of angry people. And because you're going to have a lot of angry people, the security is going to end up causing more problems than fixing. Because people are just going to get mad because they're going to feel like they're being monitored, surveyed, stuff like that. It's kind of like a society thing. Like, we don't want the surveillance. Like, so because we don't want the surveillance, people, like, we as a society are going to start acting out more to try to get the surveillance off of us. So I feel like having security on the bus will definitely cause that problem. However, I do feel like they should have, like, checkpoints, so to speak, where, like, the riders, it's not consistent, like, they keep moving around, but, like, say, like, a bus passes a certain point, and then like security gets on and just like kind of rides for like a couple stops and it gets back off and then rides back down on different, like, it's like, I feel like they should do something like that. So it's like, it's not like people feel like they're being watched all the time, but they know there's a chance that somebody might get on and check them for what they're doing, so like they won't be as willing to do like stuff that will get them in trouble. Like, I feel like security checkpoints are probably like the better option, but like having them just ride the trolleys or ride the buses, yeah, people are just going to be angry, and they're going to be acting out on purpose. And that's not an Philly thing, that's everything. Like, going to the whole thing with like, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but the whole thing with PlayStation getting rid of physical media, people's issue with that isn't that they're getting rid of physical media, because people on like computers, for example, they've been downloading digital since like 2010. That's not the problem. The problem is, because they're getting rid of physical media, the only person that can check them on what they're doing is PlayStation themselves. So now they feel like they're being monitored and controlled, and that's what the issue comes from. It's not the fact that they can't have CDs. It's the fact that without the CDs, now they have no choice but to do everything through Sony. So now they feel like they're being monitored, and now they don't want to do it no more. So yeah, it's definitely more of, people don't want to be monitored. So like that kind of, like, having them ride will just not work. And I will say, Springfield Mall itself should be a checkpoint, but what I mean is, like, say, like, okay, say you have the 56 running through Erie Avenue, right? I feel like, say, maybe, like, somebody gets on at, like, say, L Street, Erie Avenue, rides down to, like, B Street, gets on a 56 coming the other way, rides back down to like say M Street, gets back on the other way, rides down to 2nd Street, and basically it's not consistent, so people don't know to expect it. But it's like frequent enough so that people know at some point somebody's going to get on. Because like if they consistently do it at one spot, then while they do that, it's going to be, oh no, the camera's dying again. Give me a second. I'm gonna put the audio up, but we'll come back to the conversation in a bit. Okay, so apparently the corn didn't. I also went to the kitchen while I was waiting for the camera to see. I feel like I should still do that. Like put like a earphone on the side and maybe that'll work. And if it dies again, I'll try that. Anywho, hi guys. We'll go back to, let me just make sure the stream health is good first before we continue. We are presently, yeah, there we go. Since we're back, we can go back to the questions. If you have questions, go ahead, ask them. Ask away. I will be here basically until maybe 7. No, it is maybe 8. I'll be here till maybe 8. So, you wanna? Don't even matter. Thank you. I appreciate being back. I feel like a very important person. Hey, music can't be louder to me. Stop being so rude, music. I got the volume to a certain point for a reason. Just shut up before I ground you for a year. That didn't work. Can't threaten me. Alright. Hold on for a second. That was nostalgic for me right there. What's a SEPTA location that you haven't done yet or are planning to do at some point? Well, what I haven't done yet is 61st and Pine. That's literally the only loop in the entire system I didn't cover. Well, Ridge and Summit technically, but nothing terminated there yet. Like, there's no consistent route that terminates there until after the new bus network, so I can't leave that. But 61st and Pine is the only one I haven't covered. So, I guess that. But I haven't covered it because only some 42s go there. It's not like it's a consistent loop either. So, now, in terms of what I plan to cover in terms of SEPTA, I do want to get some videos along 52nd Street before August 23rd. And I do want to get some videos of spots where the 62 serves and some spots where, well, 62 and 35 actually, and some spots where the 89 serves that isn't Arid Transit Center or Dolphin Station. I want to make sure that I get instances of these routes before they get changed around. And I also want to get like service in Gladwin before August 23rd. So basically, from this point onward, I'm just going to be trying to go to locations that's currently served by routes that are about to be completely wiped away from there. Like either, well, I'll say like the places where the 32, the 35, and 62 run. I'm going to try to get them a lot more. And spots where the 89 runs that's not at a major terminal or at a train station, I'm going to try to get it there too. And then I'm trying to think of the 80 is not really something like, it's like, that's on a chopping block too, but it's like, is it really, like the 80 is an important route, I won't lie, but is it really something that should be like chased down because it only runs like peak direction only, you know? So it's like, the 62 does too, but like the 62 has a purpose. It's like the 80 does what the 55 also does, and the 22 also does. Well, actually, no, 55, not 22. Theoretically speaking, the 80 could just be a branch of the 55, because it would take the same amount of time if they did that. I don't know. It's like, even when it was around, it's like I got the purpose, but I didn't really, you know. But I'm still going to get video of it. Like, I got video of it at Ollie, but I haven't posted that video yet, I don't think. If I have, then oops. But I'm also going to try to do Cedarville and something like that. Are you a fan of the high diesel buses? Are you referring to the D4LFs, or are you referring to these puppies? Because, if you're talking about, hold on, if you're talking about these guys over here, you're darn right I love me some diesel buses. I wish they would come back exactly how they bring this all back. Bring this all back. All right, we'll get that out of here. I know you wasn't talking about that. I was already looking at it. I know for a fact that you wasn't talking about that. The 2024. Hold on. Are you talking about? Where are you? Where you be at? Where you is be at? That? Are you talking about this right here? Those 2024s? Those aren't diesel. They are hydrogen powered. They actually run on, like, the exhaust is like water vapor. So yeah, no diesel. But I like them because they're different-ish. Not so much like they are a better technology or he did something great, or but it's like they are different-ish. I prefer them over the hybrids only because I'm tired of seeing the hybrids. I feel like if SEPTA had more of those in their fleet, I probably wouldn't like them as much, because the most of the thing I like is the fact that they're different. I do wish that there was a more diverse system like there used to be back in like 2015 in terms of like different vehicles. Because it's like now it's like, yeah, we have Excelsiors, we have LFSs, we have restyles. Dang, that's it. That's the differences. You know, never mind. Okay, that's the first stuff. But it's like, okay, we have those different models, but it's like they all kind of sound and somewhat look the same. Versus like in 2015, you had the Navis that had the boxy look. Then you had the Novas that were coming in with like the more rounded off look, and you had the Neoplans with the boxy look, but then you had D40LS with the boxy look, but then you had like the restyles with like a curvy body, and it's like, first of all, in appearance they were all different, but then you had like D40LS, each like set of them had like a different sound to them, and then the Navi had a different sound, and then the LFS had a different sound, and the Neoplan had a different sound. We don't have that anymore. Now it's just everything kind of looks and sounds the same. Even though they do have kind of like somewhat distinct looks, like the LFR and the Excelsior, it's like they are different, but it's like they have that same kind of like curvy front, raised roof look, and it's like it's not as diverse as it used to be. And then they all have that same like Cummins and Allison hybrid sound. Like, yeah, you got the bays that somewhat sound different. And I'm not going to discredit those, but it's like, yeah, like it ain't as fun no more. I ain't gonna lie. I wish we had the Arctic hydrogen variants. Those mostly were gotten overlooked. There was they're not overlooked because those exist. They are overlooked because New Flyer doesn't really push it out there as much. Like, SEPTA did say that they were going to look into that a while ago. They was going to look into the articulate. What up? They did say they was definitely looking into that like a while ago. Where is it? SEPTA's fleet stopped the greener. That was the title. It was in 2023, I think. Give me a second. Blah 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 blah. There we go. Yeah. All right. Here we go. I'll pull it up. But yeah, right here, they was going to get a whole bunch more of those zero emission buses, but 5 of them were supposed to be 60-foot hydrogen fuel cell buses, and the only company that makes that exact combination is New Flyer, which meant we would have gotten that. But of course, obviously, as you can see from the date, April 2024, this was before all the freaking funding crisis hit and all that stuff. So I think that's on the back burner now. But if it wasn't for that, this would have been our future. See? And said the delivery processes would have been between last year and now. But because of the fact that we got that funding crisis, then yeah, that never happened. And I'm positive that's on the back burner now. Yay. But I want to talk more positively about transit, because like I know like I sound more pessimistic and all that stuff, but it's like there's a lot of positive out there, and that's kind of the point of what I do. Oh, when some of those stuff was burnt down, are they still the same from that fire? Are you talking about the scrapyard? They was going to leave regardless, so I wouldn't really count them as. I really would count them as like something to be pressed about. Like I know that people say like, "Oh yeah, I don't like the Pateras because they burnt down the diesels," but they were going to get rid of them anyway. That was the scrapyard. And that's the thing about buses being in the scrapyard. It's like, yeah, even though stuff like that can happen, They were going to get rid of them anyway. It wasn't like they were sitting there waiting to go back in service. They were done. So if that was the case, we would still see some Neoplan AM440s. We would still see Nabbies running around. We would still see all that because those all went to that same yard. But they have never been seen again because, yeah, once they go there, they're dead. Once a bus goes there to be scrapped, they're not coming back. So I wouldn't even be worried about that. Like, they were probably nice to look at, but they weren't coming back. They weren't going to be running in service no more. They wasn't going to have SEPTA logos and run down on Route 52 no more. That was it. Whew. But yeah, like let's have some positive stuff. Let's have some positive questions. Let's ask about like how do you feel about SEPTA handling FIFA better than your DashTransit did? Something like that. Let's bring some positivity here. Let's woo, you know, 10K special. Not 10K. Let's rant about how transit sucks. Come back to my day. Let's do woo. We got some woohoos in here. Somebody woohoo in the chat. Chat go woohoo? No, just me. All right. Actually, speaking of people, I swear I didn't plan that. I did not plan to put that video up. I have it set on an auto playlist of like every video I've recorded this year. So like I did not set it to do what it just did. This was a coincidence. FIFA service extra coincidence. I swear. Do I? No, it was coincidence. But I will say, and this is something I really got to give credit to SEPTA for. Every other agency that handled the FIFA stuff both over and underestimated the people at the same time. Because the thing is like they assumed that everybody who was coming for the FIFA stuff was willing to spend money regardless of whether or not the service was reliable or available or something like that. They'd be willing to pay the agency's money because it's FIFA and nothing else. But then SEPTA was like, yeah, no, we're just going to use the same service levels. Like we're going to, well, not the same service. We're going to use like the same equipment, the same lines. We're not going to do like a special, this route is now going to FIFA service. We are going to use what we already have and charge you how much we would have charged anybody else because we want everybody to go there. We don't just want the people that came for FIFA to go there. We want everybody to go there. SEPTA handled that so much better than Jersey Transit, MBTA, I forget the other system that also handled it, but they did it so much better, and they did not get enough credit for that. Like, I'm glazing. I ain't gonna lie, but no other system handled it as well as SEPTA did. It's to the point where like even like people who aren't from like America is praising Philadelphia's transit system for how they handle it. They're praising SEPTA because it's like, yeah, like. While New Jersey, you had to pay a premium fare to even get on a train to go there. You also had to pay a premium fare to get on a crappy school bus to go from there. Like, and then it wasn't even reliable. Like, it's like, yeah, like, meanwhile, SEPTA was like, no, you are riding our system. You're not riding our special made for FIFA system. You're riding our system. We planned for you to be here. It's like, yeah, like, 100%. I am with that. And I'm glad they did it that way. Also, you are also completely right. I was that FOMO when I seen an article on 32. I want to go lie. I definitely. Well, actually, to be fair, when I saw that it was going to happen, I kind of jumped over bridges. Like, I think the day I found out this was going to happen was when the hydrogen fuel cells was still on the 32. So I was just like, yeah, let me chase those. But then I completely changed my mind. I was like, no. Articulate a bus on a route that runs normally once, like every 30 minutes in the city. Are you kidding me? Of course I'm all over that. What's the longest route that SEPTA has active? I believe that's the 55. Yeah, it's the 55 in terms of miles. I think the 1 is the second. But the 1 being long is about to die, so I'll just give that to the 55 and leave it alone. 55 is about 25 miles long. The 23 in comparison is, I think, the current version of the 23 is 10, I think. Don't quote me on it. What's a good route to get a full ride with? In terms of the way I do it, or in terms of just period? Like, what's a good route to ride for fun or whatever? Like, well, what do you mean when you say what's a good route to get a full ride with? Also, Miguel Angel Diaz, what does G mean? Or is it G? Like, what does that mean? Was that you mean to say hi? I actually did not see that because I thought it was a spam message, but I don't realize it's there. Oh, to record it, like just in general. Best route to probably do that on is if you want the actual like bus audio or have like a bus moving and all that stuff. I would say anything out in Bucks County because those get like the least amount of people for as long as those routes are. But they're also long, so there's that. But if you don't really feel like doing that, I'll probably say in the city anyway, there's not really that many good ones to get in the city, to be honest, because cross towns, even though they're shorter, it's like, yeah, but you still deal with a lot of people. And the artery routes, the ones that go north and south, it's like those are less likely to get more people. Like you have the 2, you have the 7. Those are less likely to get more people, but they're also more likely to get stuck at every possible light, and it's just so it's like, I don't know. I can't really think of one that's in the city that'll be good, but like, if you just want the sounds of the bus, you definitely want to go in the county because you get like the least amount of people. If you give me a depot, I could probably give you the best route from that depot if you want to get like specific buses or whatever. But if you just want the rides, there is no answer to that. I guess is the moral to that story. There is no answer to that because the best ride will also be, okay, but like, do you want the least interference or do you want the full experience or something like do you want the, like, it still depends on what you feel is ideal. Me personally, the way I do rides, the best routes to do them on is subways, without a doubt, because you get the least possible interference. Zero chance of somebody walking in front of you, looking you dead in your camera and trying to like smack it out your hand and you're pressing them against the window. There's like, yeah, it's like, those are probably the best routes for me. But yeah, it's basically up to what you prefer in terms of how you record and how you do video and stuff like that. It's not just down to what the route do. My favorite route that you did was Route 99 with a 2 hour. Oh, that Route 99 video. I'm not going to show you the behind the scenes, but I had to re-upload that like maybe 3 or 4 times. And the reason I had to re-upload it 3 or 4 times was because I was obviously speaking in the video, but like I didn't want my voice to be heard because I said earlier in the video, I prefer to have the content speak for itself. So I had to edit out the part where I talked the first time. And when I re-uploaded it, I had accidentally shifted over the locations about like half a block. So like it would say that we were approaching KLP when we was nowhere near KLP, and I had to fix that. And the third time I had to re-upload it because the upload I did was in like 15 frames a second, and I was just not allowing that. So the video of the 99 that exists right now is the 4th one. There's a couple videos where I did also accidentally shift the locations over a little bit, or maybe I posted the wrong direction on turn. And the logical thing would be to re-upload those and fix that, but that 99 videos would traumatize me to doing that too fast, because like, yeah, like maybe I might mess up something else in the process. Like maybe I shouldn't touch it. Maybe I should just leave that alone and just tell people the mistake. Frankfurt and Comedy. You might be right about the 24 then. Like definitely, you definitely might be right about the 24 because that is genuinely the route that probably does the least bothering people once it leaves Fox Chase area. I'm trying to think, what about Frankfurt? See, all the Frankfurts I can think of are heavy or annoying. Uh, but there might be one that might be good, but I don't want to say the number of it because I don't know how many kids are in here and how the comments are going to change if I say that number. But the root, which number is one higher than 66? I feel like you should do that one. The best bus to record at the back of the bus is mostly equally our cars. Okay, Charlie, China window on the back with clear view. So you lost me when you said clear view. Every time I've gotten on the trackless trolley, it looked like somebody just like took like a piece of plastic and crumpled it up and just like smeared it against the window and then scratched that plastic and then like threw like a brown film on top of that. I know that's probably an exaggeration. Actually, now that I think about it, I described New Jersey Transit's windows, not trackless trolleys. But they're not always that good. I will say that. I mean, clear view is definitely the overstatement of the century. Oh, I remember this day. This was actually the first time, this video that's up right now was the first time since 2012 that I was in Baltimore. And I basically been down there maybe like twice a month ever since, and there was a period of time that I was here maybe 3 months straight. Not even like visiting and coming back, but just staying down there for like 3 months. Like, I'm always down there. There was a short period of time where I lived down there too. Now that's true for me to. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll let you have that. Sometimes, like most of the time, it is clear. I'll let you have that. Someone asked about Big Boy. I saw the words pop up on the actual stream itself, but I don't see it in the chat. It's confusing me. And now I'm angry. I'm angry and confused, and I don't like being angry and confused. I'm confused! Where'd that comment about Big Boy go? What was it related to? I feel like I'd be missing a lot of stuff because I don't look fast enough. Big Boy. Oh, actually. So this video is here that you see now. The first video was the first half of it was like when the first time since 2012 that I was down there. This video that you're looking at is actually the last video I recorded in Baltimore. I was actually in this location because not just one, but 3 electric New Flyers was heading my way at the same time in that spot, so that's why I recorded it. Oh, my thoughts of Big Boy. Okay. I actually felt like a little child when I saw Big Boy in person. And the reason why is because, okay, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like, you know, like every little educational bit of like, say, music or a TV or something like that, they always be like, the train goes choo-choo. But like, trains haven't gone choo-choo since like the 50s. Like, we have like diesel locomotives and electric locomotives and EMUs and stuff like that now. We don't have choo-choo trains no more. So like the whole thing with train go choo-choo and the whole chugga thing, that's not a thing that you see. When I saw that in person for the first time in my entire life, I felt like a kid. Like, it brought such joy to me that I feel like would never come for like a modern vehicle. Like the horn and the one was just like, it was loud, I won't lie. Like, it busted my eardrums. But man, was it exciting to hear. And then like watching the wheels being like pulled along by the chugga, I don't know what that's called. I'm not a train guy, but the things that I wish I knew the arm looking things that the wheels move with. It's like just seeing that move is like, that's so freaking cool. I wish there was more of that. Oh, getting a shot of that was impossible. First of all, I don't know how many news articles you saw about them saying like the mass casualty. That wasn't a lie. There was a lot of people who was just, there was like fire trucks and all that. I mean, Pottstown had it packed though. It wasn't like how Berks County had it, where it's just like, yeah, you're outside, you catch it, whatever happens, happens. No, no, no. Pottstown definitely had like, they had like tents set up so that people can like cool down or whatever. They was giving out water. They had a fire hydrant open so you can just like whatever. The police was like regulating the area to make sure traffic didn't come down the street while the train crossed. Like Pottstown definitely had it handled, but it was still like so hot. But you still had like hundreds of like, not hundreds. They had like thousands of people just like along the rail between like the actual train station all the way down to like the bridge that crossed over the last last viewpoint of the train. Like it was so many people and it was so hot. It was just like, yeah, like that alone was like super like, I don't know if I want to deal with this. But then like when the train came, it's like everybody forgot about that. Like that, nobody cared about the heat. Nobody cared about how many people was there. At that point, it was just like, get your cameras out. It's here now. So for me, I was actually standing around families because the kids that were in the families just wanted to see the trains. They didn't want to record it. So I was like standing above them with my camera. That's how some of my shots came out so like square on, because I was basically standing with my camera above the children. So I could like point straight forward without like getting somebody's like camera hand in the way. It was smart. But of course, obviously, I still got people's cameras in the view because there were still a lot of people there. But that's an experience that, like, that's once in a lifetime. That's once in a lifetime. That's not happening again. I mean, we might see Big Boy again, but it won't be that same level of excitement the second time. I know that for certain. That whole experience was just like once in a lifetime. And I know that when you saw the video that I posted of Big Boy, you seen all those people that were just out and around. It was just so much energy that day. And that's just something that you just you won't normally see. You won't. And I'm okay. I'm not sitting here dissing, like saying like, oh yeah, well, you don't normally see it, so obviously you suck because you missed it. But it's like, you know? I don't know what I just said. Like, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like the whole thing. It's like, yeah, like it's such a once in a lifetime thing. Like you'll never experience something like that again. Rachel, bro, didn't you just subscribe? I'm going to say thank you, but I swear I saw your name on this you subscribe thing already. So thank you again, Rachel Rhoda. But if this was the first time, sorry, I apologize. My bad. The Big Boy trip looked fun. You have no idea how fun that was. Like, it was so fun. Like, mega ultra supremely fun. Like, I won't even lie to you. It was so fun. I was actually there. Like, I wasn't there with somebody, but I ran into somebody on the bus on the way up. And hopefully you're in the stream right now. But I actually let them use my phone to record the train because their phone had died. It was a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is when I'm done with this stream, I'm actually gonna go back and put their Instagram up so you can see who. But yeah, it was so fun. It was so fun. Yes, bro. Do you think that SEPTA should have done it? I thought they did. I swore I saw a picture of them. But if they didn't, yeah. But honestly, I feel like they should have. I don't blame SEPTA for this. I feel like that was like one of the oversights. I feel like it was a mistake they made. But I feel like they the bicentennial trolley should have came out for America's 250th. Like, I understand why they couldn't put trolleys out on a 15 for the G1, but I understand why they couldn't, because the whole FIFA Fan Fest is like mostly blocking that area, so it's understandable why they didn't. But I feel like they could have at least ran it to like the trolley portal and just let it sit there and said to people, hey, you want to see the trolley? Go here. Happy America's birthday. It's over here. Go look at the portal. Because they obviously have something decorated for America's birthday. Just not the 250th, just the 200th. But they could have brought that out. Except they're going to design their buses for Christmas this year. I actually don't know. I do know that they're having a rodeo this year, though. It's in September. I forgot the date. If you do join the Discord, there's a link to it in the description. Hopefully, if you join the Discord, I'll actually post about it when I have the details ready. But there is going to be a SEPTA rodeo this year, which is something that hasn't been done for a while. So, yay! So hopefully that might lead into decorating the trolley. I mean, decorating the bus for Christmas. We'll see. What happened now? The E40 left. SEPTA D4. Oh, those retire in 2024. They're gone. Rest in pepperoni. Yeah, 19th. Thank you. That's the Saturday, right? That's the Saturday. Gotta be sure. Yep, you're absolutely correct. It is the 19th. Oh no, what have I done? I accidentally closed out the chat. No, Doc, get back here. Okay, hold on. Let me bring back up the chat because my dumb self, I closed out the chat. So, sorry guys. Like I said repeatedly when I first started to stream back up, I'm not really experienced with streaming yet. So, I might actually go on and what the. Okay, so it was saying my password was incorrect, and I was so confused, but it was not. And now we're back. Okay. And yeah. Oh, there's no Discord link? Hold on. That might be my fault. That might actually be my fault. I might not have actually put the description proper. I'm so sorry. Give me a second. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to update that right now as soon as possible. That might be my... Shut up, me! Yeah, no, it's not a link. Yeah, that was me. That was me, guys. That was me. I am so sorry. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Don't even worry about it. Apparently, when I copied and pasted the description of the last live, I forgot to actually, copy it properly. So I didn't copy the actual post. I copied the description, if that makes sense. Dang, do I have to actually? Yes, I do. All right, ignore me. Blah 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 blah. Okay, there we go. And now we can copy and paste it properly. Okay. And yep, that was so stupid. I really should have triple checked it. I don't even know how I did that. But here we go. Okay. I'm not sure if you have to refresh or not, but it's there now. So if you I just updated the description with all that. Sorry about that. It's there now. I've been telling people this whole stream to go check the Discord server, only to realize now that the link wasn't actually a link. It was just a text that said /Discord. Good job, man. Woo! Anyway. Wait, what? 2008 D40 LFR? Did I miss something? What did I miss? What have I done? 72 reset that I got. Oh yeah, the 72. That's a route that's been in the making since I don't know how long. I know it was since I was in high school that they was talking about making a 72, and I was in high school well over 15 years ago. So, yeah, that 72 was in the making for a long time. I'm glad that it's finally seeing the light of day. It's a route that I'm not going to say was needed, but because it may or may not be, but it definitely, okay, it was needed. When revisiting Franklin Mills, I thought I did. Wait, did I not? Did I not post that? I was at Franklin Mills earlier this year. No, I did not post that. You goofy goober. You dingbat. You. Well, I guess we have a video coming soon. And I guess now we all know what's coming tomorrow. The Franklin Mills video that I forgot to Forgot to post. Mind you, I recorded this back in like, I want to say February. That's why I thought I posted it already. Do I like the LFS? Yes. I do like the LFS. I like it now, but I didn't like it originally. When the first iteration of LFS looked goofy to me because it had squared off windows. The back was just like the GM Classic back, but like modernized. It was so strange to me. And then like when they got around to like say like 2008 when they modified the LFS, then oh yeah, they modified it in a way that made me enjoy that model. Like New York ones was like the first ones that made me go, huh, nice. But like how the 71 was an AVR shuttle, now it's the H bus. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I do like that actually. Like, I like that they reused the number 71 so quickly after the last 71 was used, because it also shows that it shows that like, yeah, like obviously the way SEPTA operates is when the numbers are done, they're done. So now basically what that tells me is that the numbers 10, 11, 13, 34, 36, 15, 101, 102, 100, they're all open now, right? I'm just saying, if we reuse the numbers the second we stop using them. I was about to answer that. I was about to answer your question about the XE60. The basically the financial crisis is the reason why that's not happening. The whole budget crunch that happened that caused SEPTA to not be able to do all the things they said they were going to do back in 20. Because basically it's like they were going to. I had the article open not too long ago. I'm trying to see if I can pull it back up. Oh, it's still there. All right, let me close out these tabs before I open it up so you can see it. But like, yeah, like yeah, but you see right here, the bottom ones, we were definitely going to get XE60s, and then when the budget crunch hit, the budget prices hit, that just all that went out the window. So yeah, that's why I know XE60, well XE40, both. It was supposed to be both anyway. Supposed to be XE40s, XE60s, and XHE60s. We were supposed to get all of that. Instead, we get none of those. Ain't that fun? Lovely. I don't want to get into politics on here, but I don't really like how the political climate really just like kills off transit. It does bother me a lot. Like, when you see all the plans that SEPTA has to be like potentially better, but then you see all the pushback, be like, oh yeah, well you don't need that. Nah, we don't need to fund that. It's like, come on now. You got the people that ride SEPTA going like, oh, it sucks. They need to do better. And every time SEPTA tries to do better, you don't need the money for that. No, we're not funding it. Blah, blah, blah. Like, ugh. It sucks. I would love to see the KOP rail, even though, like, obviously the project was stupid, but it's like it was only stupid because you had to make a sacrifice on what to choose, either that or another service expansion. It's like, why do we have to choose? Why do we have to choose A or B? Why can't both A and B be good options? Because people need both. Yeah. Whatever. So, oh, 7:35. Wow. Well, 7:35 Eastern. I don't know if anybody here is from a different time zone. If you are, let me know, because I actually want to know, like, I'm on Eastern time, obviously, so it's Eastern Daylight Time. Obviously, because we're in Philly right now, so. Did you enjoy the Orion 5? So that's 7. Wow, I'm illiterate. Woo! Did you enjoy the Orion 7 OG hybrids when you were around? Apparently, empty by the sat there until the 17 years of age. Please tell us that's a loaded question. I was never a fan of hybrid technology, if we're being completely honest. Like, It's not because hybrid is bad or diesel is great or anything like that. It's just because I'm not the one that maintains them or has to buy the fuel. So like all I see as an outsider looking in is hybrids are usually slower. The engines and transmission combination has like less personality. Like that's all I see. So it's like I'm not really a big fan of like hybrids per se. Now if you ask me about the Orion 7 CNGs that they had up there, woo! God, I miss those engines, those transmissions, those were life. But the hybrids is like they were buses. That's basically the best answer you're going to get out of me for any hybrid, really. They're not. See, the thing is like that's the thing with hybrids. It's like they're not really bad or good. They're just there. They play it safe. That's the best answer I can give. They're just there. They play it safe. The Boulevard train is still not there. Exactly. That's what I was saying about the whole like. What? So the funny part is, and I think it was 1984 or two, one of those years, SEPTA had a choice. We either got this inner city commuter tunnel that made the regional rail lines fully operate in a loop, or we could have gotten a subway up Roosevelt Boulevard. Why couldn't we get both? Both were needed. Why do we have to choose which one was more valuable? Like, why couldn't we get both? Do you like the D40LF 2025? What? Do you mean this, the XDE40? Because this goes back to what I said about hybrids, if that's the case. They're there. They play it safe. They're not good, they're not bad, they're just there. Hello, Nova Bus LFSA 255. Oh, MTA Maryland. I'm actually in Baltimore right now, so I might actually see your exact bus number. Guessing them CNG joints had D50 because boy did the D50. Yes, they did. The Orion 7 CNGs in New York, they had Series 50s. They had Series 50G. So not only did they score run, but they also had like a lot of older CNG buses, like kind of had like and they were loud too. They were loud, they were beautiful, they were enjoyable. It was life. I'm not even going to lie. It was life. Yes, in Team Maryland. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to probably more than likely see that exact bus number. If I do, if you're in the Discord, and I do, I'm going to post a picture of it just just because. Hold on for a second, you guys. Trying to see if I already caught it in the past. You bozo. No, I'm talking to myself being a bozo. Dang, I got 053 and then 00. I don't have that one, I'm sorry. Hello again, this. Hi, welcome, Joseph Craig. Yes, this video is Derby Transit Center. SEPTA made a good choice buying an XD40 base. I will say, yesn't. There was no choice. They were either XD40s with Bay or XD40s with Allison. Because Nova already said they're not doing no more orders, so they was out the question regardless. It was basically, which flavor of Excelsior do you want? I won't lie and say that it's a bad bus. It's just, yeah, like, choices are basically taken away now. If you're in the United States and your agency doesn't use state funds to order their fleet, they only use federal funds, you're either getting Excelsiors or Gilligs. If your agency is in a big city, you're just getting Excelsiors. Are you talking about the Allison Gen E Flex? I'm sorry, Allison E Gen Flex. It's just the same thing as the original Allison. It just has auto shut off now. It's the same thing. They have it in Baltimore. It's the exact same thing. There's really no difference out of the auto shut off. It runs exactly the same way. Just like, okay, so like you have like the bay with the auto shut off, and you have bays that don't have auto shut off, and they run exactly the same minus the auto shut off. The Allison Egen Flex and the Allison regular transmissions basically the same way. The only difference is the auto shut off. It's not exciting. Jolly Roots 1113. You mean T3 and T4? I don't know what this 1113 mess is you're talking about. What are you talking about? Never heard of that. Okay, I'm obviously trolling. Obviously, it's still good. I don't know what you're talking about. And also, yes, the original A. You're correct. I don't know the context, but you are correct. The original A. Random, but the 9, 27, and 32 was all the same route at one point. They were all part of Route A. Does the other Allison still sell? I actually don't know. What's the best MTA Maryland route? I'm biased. I'm going to say 91. Because that's the one that, when I was living there, that's the one I was off of. So I'm going to say the 91 was I will say I'm glad they sent the 91 back downtown, because the original route that it replaced went downtown, so I'm glad they sent it back downtown. But biased. Can't change my mind. Now, out of the original system, though, the original TA Maryland, like before Baltimore Link, 7. 100% 7. Best MTA Maryland bus model. I don't know. That's a toughie. I actually have no idea which one would be like the best bus model. Like, there's a lot of choices where you could either choose, like, or you could choose, like, it's like, I don't really know which one I would consider the best one. Like, I don't know, it's like, the system is so, I don't know. Oh, I was being not so subtle. I was definitely saying the Navi, yeah, the 416s. Out the current fleet, I would say, okay. I know I'm wrong for this, but I feel like the current fleet best vehicles. I know I'm wrong for this. I'm going to chew myself out because I'm 100% wrong. The 2016 through 2019 Excelsior diesels. Not because they run good, not because they're smooth, not even because when they ride they shake you to the stratosphere. All of those are true. Those are terrible buses. They are crap. But the reason why I like them is because the diesel engine revs so high compared to everything else. That's the only redeeming factor those ones have, and I don't. It's like, I don't know. It's like the Novas. Obviously, they're better, but it's like they don't rev as high, so they don't hit the same chords to me. I'll judge myself. Don't even worry about that. Do you remember living in South Philly? Bruce one 2979 to run trolley buses. Yes, actually, I didn't live in South Philly, but when I was in elementary school, I went on a school trip that took me to South Philly, and we went to the McDonald's that used to be at Broad and Snyder, and I had a clear view out of the window to where they had the trolley buses running back and forth at. It was I don't know. It was like I did not expect to see them that far away from where I was, because like I was used to seeing them on the 66 and 59 by proxy, I did not know they ran that far into, like, I thought that was the only part of town they ran it until I saw that as a kid. It was crazy. um, what about the 2011 and 2012 XDEs? Oh, you mean the Shop Queens? I have no idea how the 2011s are still in service, because when they first came, they couldn't even run. Like, they were so bad when they first came. The 2012s were in the same boat. They were so bad. I don't know if that, like, if something changed where they fixed them up, but they still run the same way they did when they first. The only ones that were even remotely good are the ones that retired. The 2013s that had Bay. Those are the ones that were like, they ran more, but then they retired. I don't know. But also, I'm not really big on hybrids, so hybrids are never going to be my top favorite anything. You can't make me. I don't get paid enough for that. I like my engines to rev up and rev down, and then shift gears, and then gear lockups and all that stuff. I need my vehicles to feel like they're doing something, not just a generator running in the background while the wheels are doing it. I don't like that. I can't like hybrids. It's just, I'm too old school for that. So, when was the AMG Trainer? So, interestingly about the AMG track list, they never formally retired. So what happened was, in 2000, I think, 2, they did a construction thing that was right outside of Southern that made it so that they couldn't run the 7929 trolleys, so they ran as buses. Conveniently, a year later, they rebuilt Frankfurt. And so they couldn't run the trackless on the 66, 59, and 75 because they was rebuilding the whole setup. And the trackless that SEPTA had at the time could not run on a battery or something like that. So if they took them off the wire, which they would have to do to move them off the depot, they wouldn't be able to move. So because of that, those lines were conveniently running buses until about the 7929 was able to come back in 2004. The 66, 59, and 75 wouldn't have been able to come back until 2005. So I guess technically, if you give it a date of when it was like, all right, screw it, they're obviously not going to make it, probably 2004. Probably 2004 is when they actually was like, yeah, no, they're not going to make it, just scrap them. But they never formally was like, yeah, these are running into the ground, we got to take them off the street. They never got to that point. They just kind of was like, they couldn't run them on any route for a while because conveniently, you know, they was doing projects that had them blocked, and then after a while, it's like, yeah, all right, bye. What about the Gilligs? All right, you bested me. I take back what I said about hybrids. You're right. Okay, so the Gilligs, right? Here's my reason why I like them. All right, it's not because they're hybrids. It's because they're Gillig. I'm so used to big city systems getting just Excelsiors that when MTA got the Novas, I'm like, that's different. That's different. So then when MTA Maryland then went on to get Gilligs, I'm just like, whoa, Gillig in a big city? Gillig? I don't know, just like one of those things, like the level of joy that Gillig is running a big city system is just like unmatched. So that's why I like them. It's not even because like they could be the crappiest buses in the whole fleet. I still like the fact that they're a Gillig that's running in a big city system. So yeah, you bested me. You found a hybrid I like. Good job. I am going to now transfer ownership of the channel to you now because you bested me and found something and proved me wrong. Good job. Good job. I've never been so happy about a bus model that, like, I think like in recent history, I would say the only other time I felt like joy just for seeing something different was when the Proteras first hit SEPTA, because like SEPTA themselves don't really do anything special, and then they got Proteras and it's like, that's not a new flyer! Even though they were crappy, I was like, yeah, but it was different. I like different. What's your opinion on the Hitachi cars? haven't ridden on them yet. Every time I go on the subway, it's like, but. So I'm just like, okay, let me ride it from one end to the other. Nope, they're not out today. I go out the next day. But. All right, let me ride it from one end to the other. They're not out today. How? It's like you can't track individual train consists. So it's like there's no way of finding out what's going to be there unless you go out on the system and just wait and just hope that's the day they're out. And it's like, yes, exactly. It's always the freaking UTVs. It's never. I'm not gonna say never, because obviously people have pictures of the Hitachi cars, so obviously they run. Just not when I'm there. Never when I'm there. Never when I'm looking. It's always on the days where I'm too tired to go outside. Boom. 2 sets on the line. Ooh. Here's my answer. That's my opinion of Hitachi cars. They need to run. They need to run more now. I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive, I'm pretty sure they have enough to run at least two or three sets of 6-car trains. And because they run 2-car trains with the buds, I feel like because they have enough for 2 6-car trains, they have enough for 6 2-car trains. I'm just saying. They could run 6 2-car trains instead of 2 6-car trains. Just saying. Make it easier for people to see them. Did you know that Fern Rock Transit Center is the only outside stop terminus for the... Yes. I found that out in 2001, actually. I know, late to the party, but that was because... Okay, so I say late to the party, but obviously, like, that's not true for everybody. I was born in the 90s, so finding out in 2001 was like maybe 10 years ago. But I found out by mistake because I went to Fern Rock with me and my grandma went to Fern Rock, and when the train started going above ground, we was like, wait, hold on, it's not Ollie. We was actually going to Ollie, but we rode past Ollie, didn't realize it until after the fact. And that's how I found out that Fern Rock was above ground. And ever since then, that became my favorite power line station. Do I think that MT should buy a new X86? No. Absolutely. No. Oh yeah, right, that too, with the L9 being gone and the X10 can't be hybrid, but that's not why. The reason why I say no is because the current XDE60s are such hot garbage. Like they're so unbelievably, unfathomably terrible that I don't feel like they should go through that again. I do admit that newer Excelsior models do have better technology in them. I won't sit here and pretend like that's not true. But I feel like they already going to have that bad taste towards them already because of the first batch, and I don't feel like we should go through it again, like, honestly. But if it wasn't for that, then I would say sure. Because, honestly, the Nova Arctics, they're not bad, but actually no, get diesel. If they get diesel XD60, sure. But like, I do feel like they should have at least like some hybrid articulated buses. But they're getting electric, so that's fine too. Also, they're so expanding their electric fleet so fast. I hope they remember that electrics aren't that great. Like I feel like they're about to start putting their... Yes! That's exactly what I was just talking about. It's like, yeah, like... They're putting too many eggs in the electric basket. And I feel like they should stop. Like, I feel like they should go back to getting, like, a proper mix of, like, mostly diesel or mostly hybrid and then some electric instead of putting all their eggs in the electric basket. Because they're not... It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. Every agency that's done that had to revert their choice. and not just because Proterra was bad, because even ones with like New Flyers and Gilligs had to go back to back because they're just not that good yet. The electric technology is, it should not be fleet wide yet in any system, because then it's like, yeah, like then the batteries deplete faster, and the way they charge isn't always good, and it's like now you have vehicle surges, operation shortages because you don't have enough regular buses to compensate for all that. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't know. I'm mixed bag on electric, as you can clearly see. I do believe that electric buses do have the potential to be the future, but I feel like companies like New Flyer and Gillig, and to a lesser extent Nova, need to remember, most importantly, that you cannot just take a diesel bus body and plop a battery on top of it and call it electric. Like, you got to actually make sure the bus body itself can compensate for the battery, and like the actual battery has room to like connect to the system and not just squeeze it into the little cracks and crevices that you would have put an exhaust port in. Wow. Anybody feeling old? 5613 is 23 years old, age, is retired, so this one. No. Alright. So here's why I feel it, right? The current generation of articulated buses, the Nova LFS, replaced the Neoplan AM460 engines. I remember reading the news article when SEPTA first announced they was going to get the Neoplan Arctics. I remember going, oh my goodness, why those look like the old buses but with the new color? That's so cool. I remember, I'm gonna take it a step further. We have the Nova LFSs about to get replaced soon because they're getting old. I remember when the Nabbies first came in. I watched the Nabbies replace the RTSs, and then the Novas replace the Nabbies. I've watched the Volvos get replaced by Neoplans, and then the Neoplans get replaced by Novas. It's like, ugh, you know? Matter of fact, take it a step further. The same thing with the same generation with the Nabbies and Novas. I've watched RTSs replace the Nabbies. Nabbies get replaced by second gens. The second gens get replaced by Excelsiors. I'm so old. I've watched 4 generations of bus come through SEPTA. You want to talk about feeling old? That's me. I feel old watching how transit's operating now versus before. I'm old enough to remember when the SEPTA M4 cars first came through, and now they're about to be replaced. I'm old enough to remember when the light rail first opened. That's about to be replaced. Like, yeah. I can't really say anything about like subways though, except that the M4s aren't coming. You said you watched 2. I'm going to assume that you mean like D4LF to Excelsior, or do you mean like before that too? I mean, technically, if you watch D4LF to Excelsior, you did watch Nabby to second gen and then second gen to Excelsior, so that would have been 2 too, in the same time period. But it's just, I'm not going to say things change for the worse. The system definitely is getting like, not the system, like transit vehicles are getting more like efficient in terms of fuel economy, but it's like, they all look the same. They look and sound the same. D40 is Excelsior. You mean D4LF or the High 4 D40 that was just called D40? I'm playing with you. I know you mean D4LF. It's just They was never officially called D40. The high quarter were officially called D40. So when people just write D40 when they mean D40LF, I know like they're just like, I don't want to write those extra letters. It's too many. But it's like there was a model that was just called D40 from New Flyer, and it wasn't the low floor. But anyway, I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's not even because they looked better, because they didn't. They were boxy and boring. But it was because they each had their own personality. Despite that, it's like a SEPTA D40LF was different than, like, say, a TCAT D40LF, which was different from, say, MTA Maryland's D40LF, which was different from, you get the point, like from Chicago's D40LF, which was different from Boston's. It's like no two systems had the exact same personality on their bus with the D40LF. They was always, every single system you went to was always different. Different engine, different transmission, different interior, different back setup, different front setup, different roof configuration. It was always, every single one was different. With Excelsiors, it don't even matter if it's hybrid or diesel. They all look and sound the same in every system. You might have some where they push the destination sign up to the first window, or you might have some with like a wider back door. But the roofs always look the same, the fronts always look the same, the backs always look the same, the engines always sound the same, transmissions always, it's that's why the 40LF was way better than the Excelsior, because even without the engine transmission combinations, the vehicles themselves had their own personality. And every system that had them, they were always different in each system. You could never ride two systems and ride the exact same model bus. You just couldn't do it. It wasn't possible. Even riding a C40LF from State College, Pennsylvania, was completely different from riding a C40LF in the MTA New York when they had them at the same time. And then they had the exact same engine transmission combination. Some of them had the same destination sign programming. Some of them had the same actual body spec, and yet somehow they still was completely different. Sorry. Okay, so the reason why I laughed is because I just read No Bus LFSA 255. Why does the Hitachi car horn low-key sound like a fire alarm? Bro. I can't argue with you on that. That is that is true. I don't understand why that's the trend of subway trains. Like, they just like, yeah, we got to make the trains. It's like, why? Why? Somebody's fire alarm going off in the background. I don't know if y'all hear that. Oh, it stopped. Hope they're all right. Fern Rock is the only stop where you see crossy lines when taking the loop and standing and cruising around Fortune Rock. Yes, I can honestly say Fern Rock is very scenic like if you're actually on a train riding around it. Whether you're if you're on regional rail, you get to like look and see like the Broshy line doing that loop above it. And if you're on the Broshy line itself, you get like a loop through the whole yard. It's like, no matter which train you're on, you get a nice view of like everything riding through it. But when you're on a bus, it's just meh. You just pass by a parking lot, got a clear view of the station. Meh. But when you're passing by on the trains, the architects did their work. They did that thing for Fern Rock. Crazy that they have the G1 signs programmed into the 2010s. But I think only Route 81 and 71 is programmed into them. Everything else, I think, still has, unless they fixed it since the last time I've seen it, everything else still has their letter instead of the number. But the ones that have G1 don't flip, and that was something that changed this year. The letters changed the numbers last year. So how is that still not in the system, but having G1 and not flip is? That's weird. It's almost like they did it on purpose. What's your opinion on 1281? That's the batch I was talking about when I said they were trash. I will say, forget which one it is. It might be the one you're talking about. There's one that does perform kind of okay compared to the one. I think it's 12083 actually. It's one that performs well compared to the rest of them. Like, it actually feels like it was built properly. But like, I don't know, the batch itself is sour to me because the majority run like doggy doo doo. I genuinely cannot wait until tomorrow. By the way, since we are talking about MT Maryland, I am going to attempt to try to find the Gilligs again. And if I don't find one, and I don't find a Hitachi rail car, I'm probably going to be very upset. I'm not gonna lie. Do you have the Fern Rock Transit Center activity on the channel 2026 edition? I should. I don't have it, but I feel like I should have recorded it. But the reason why I haven't yet is because I'm trying to hold off for recording Fern Rock until right before they do the changes, so I can have a before and after. Because nothing really changed since the last time I was there. Last time I was there, the fleet was Novas, Restyles, and Excelsiors. And now the fleet is Novas, Restyles, and Excelsiors. So I go record the 2026 edition. There's nothing different. So I want to record just before they do the changes so I can have the before and after. If that makes sense. Will the PCCs be coming back, getting a bit too playing with these buses? The PCCs are supposed to come back after the FIFA stuff leaves Philly. So like, right after that leaves, PCCs are supposed to come back. The reason why they're not running is because the road in that area is mostly blocked. So the trolleys really can't go there because it's mostly blocked from traffic and all that stuff. Theoretically speaking, it shouldn't be blocked because there's no blockade, but the FIFA Fan Fest is on Poplar Drive. Yeah, that's Poplar Drive. Right at Girard. So people that park to go there park on Girard. And because they're doing that, a lot of them is like parking in the street or on the trolley tracks or something like that to drop people off, and then they'll be blocking the trolleys in the process. And then that's why if you actually ridden through the area, you'll notice that like all the traffic is always at a standstill. So yeah, that's the reason why the PCCs are not on the 15th. But they'll be back. They'll be back as soon as they're gone. As soon as FIFA stuff is gone, they'll be back. And thank you, Nova Bus LFSA 200 055. Thank you. I hope that I catch either a Gillig or a Hitachi. If I catch neither, I swear to dog. I think they should make Arctic Gilligs. I feel like articulated Gillig should be a thing because New Flyer needs some freaking competition. Honest opinion. New Flyers have been on their lazy top for so dang long. Yeah, we don't even have to try with our Arctic because everybody's going to come crawling to us because they ain't got a choice. Somebody needs to knock them off their freaking high horse already. That's part of the reason why the XD got so crap. Because they were so like, yeah, you don't got another option, you gotta buy us. Ha! Do you remember the Proterra buses in South Philadelphia back in 2018? I think originally, for a while, I was the only person that had a video of them. I think I was like the only person that had video of the Proterras, except for, I think one person had a ride video when he first came out, and that same person had posted videos that they recorded on that day. But then otherwise, the only person that was really going out to record them regularly was me. And I'm so glad that I did that because there are like documentation and proof that they existed, but there's not like a lot of it. Like, okay, so like in retrospect, there's more pictures out there of the XHE40s than there are pictures and videos of the Proterras. And the XHE40s, they still haven't run as long as the Proterras did. Technically, you have, but you get my point. There's way more pictures and videos of those than there was of the Proteras. So I feel like, yeah, you know, I'm so glad I'm so glad I caught that when I did. Otherwise, there'd probably be nothing out there. Did you ever catch the R211Ts in New York City? Open Gangway text seems so cool and unique. Unique to America, yes, but not unique everywhere. But I will say this too: I did catch them on the C. I do. That's one of the videos I have sitting on my drive. When I said I was in New York back in 2022, 24 for this one. This is 2024. I have videos sitting on my drive of, I forgot what station I was at, where I had the A and the C, and the A had the R211A, and the C had the R211T. I never posted it, obviously, for obvious reasons. I posted videos of the R211, and that eventually started getting viewpoints when I made it play after the All Roots 2021 video. But like before then, it didn't really get anything, so I didn't really post the rest of my footage from that day. But I did catch it. Now, I'm not saying that like, oh man, what was me? I didn't get views. I'm not gonna post the video. It's more so like, I didn't post it for that reason, but I did see it, and I enjoyed it. But that's also why y'all haven't seen it on YouTube, because I didn't post it. But I did see it, and I did enjoy it, and I did think it was cool. I do wish that more agencies like adapted something like that, like had the open gangway for married pairs instead of just, you know, don't. Like, I don't know, it's like when trains are like consistently put into married pairs, I feel like it just makes more sense to make it so that you could easily, like the Market Frankfurt M4, for example, you always have the same two cars together, well, until recently when they started dying randomly. But you always had like 1102 was always with 1101, something like that. Like no, sorry, 1103. Okay, but you always had the same two train sets together. It was always like they never separated. You know, 1033 was always with 1034. The 1035 was always with 1036, and so on and so forth. Like you always had them married. So I have no idea why they didn't just go, all right, we'll just make it so that people could easily walk between the cars. It would just make so much sense. But hopefully that becomes the future. That becomes like the norm. Hopefully. We'll see. Let's pray for Dash to catch the kill. Yes, let's all sit a moment in silence to make sure. Let's pray. Alright. Dear God above, please allow me to catch either one. It does not matter. Either one is fine. You could give me both. But I'm not going to be greedy. Thank you. Amen. It's not going to happen. Like I'm not even like trying to be pessimistic or nothing. I'm not going to get my hopes up, because every time I've attempted, it's always been like the Gillick is not coming out today because something with the water reader, or the Hitachi car is not running today because it's Friday. Who cares? Like it's always something. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this time is going to be different. Like there's always something. What I do think is funny though, I want to see if I can try to add something real quick. Can I skip ahead? I feel like, alright, hold on. If I skip, will it go to the XHE40s or will it go to something else? What was the order again? I forgot. Alright, this is... Okay, Lemon Hill, Race Fine, Tourist on Coppin. Okay. Oh, I was trying to see what the order was of the video, because I was trying to like skip ahead to the XHE40, but you can't really. It's like 4 videos ahead. I was going to try to show you guys something about how I recorded the XHE40. So, I'll just say it now. The way I recorded the XHE40 was the same way I recorded the Protera video, which was basically I made sure to catch them at different spots, just in case they decide to pull them from service and never come out again. And I was right, because when I recorded the first XHE40 video, when they ran on 23, they then immediately turned around and was like, yeah, no, okay, so these can't run. And then they didn't run them for like a whole year. and I was so glad that I caught them when I did. But then they came back, so it was okay. But I thought they was about to be Proterra 2.0 because of that. I'm so glad that Subject extended Route 52 to the Pacific Trace. I am too, actually. I do wish that when they did that, they also extended the 65 to Fern Rock. I don't understand why we have to wait until 2028 to see that, when it's just sending the bus probably like 10 to 15 minutes up the road. The 52 was sent up 10 to 15 minutes up the road, and they just did it. So, like, what's the difference? What's the real difference as to why they can't send the 65 Burma? And I dare them to say something like, oh, there's no room. Really? There's no room at Fern Rock, but there's room to sit in the middle of Germantown and Shelton? Okay. Sure. Whatever you say. I feel like it's starting to die off a little bit here. Should I call it? Like, is everyone basically like, all right, I'm kind of done with this now, but let's go. It's dinner time. I want to go eat some bagels or something, because it's definitely dinner time for me. So, like, we still here or what? This is genuinely me asking. Like, is it because if not, we're going to wrap this up. Okay. All right. It seems like wrap up time. All right. So, first and foremost, thank you all for joining, being patient. Everybody who joined in like the first maybe 3 or 4 streams that I did, I'm so sorry. But I will try to make an effort. This isn't like How to Transit where I said I was going to do videos every week and then fell off. I'm going to try to make an effort to try to have like these type of live streams every day. Well, not every day, sorry. Oof, that's a lie. I just lied, I'm sorry. More like maybe like every so often. Like a consistent every so often. Like maybe Fridays or something like that, where like I have like an actual like, we'll sit, we'll talk, I'll answer some questions, I'll tell you transit news, stuff like that. Like, well, I'll try to do this every so often. I'll make a schedule. But for what's coming soon, obviously I have forgot to post my video at Philadelphia, well, Franklin Mall now. Yeah, because actually I didn't post it because the whole premise, the reason why I didn't post it was because I was originally trying to find the video I recorded when it was called Franklin Mills. But when I looked at it, the bus sign still said Philadelphia Mills, and it was too late. So I was trying to find footage of the signs actually saying Franklin Mills, so that I could like, yeah, so like here's how it started, and then compare it to like when it was Philadelphia Mills itself, and then here's how it's going, and then I was going to cut to the modern video, like, now here's where it is now. I was going to do that, but I couldn't find footage that I was going to use. That's why I didn't post it. So yeah, but the next video I'm going to post is that video I forgot to post back to Franklin Mall. But what I'm going to try to do from now until August is focus on SEPTA anyway. I'm going to try to focus on the routes that are going to get cut. So I'm going to try to focus mostly, first I'm going to try to focus on like the 44 and 52 to Gladwin, and then I'm going to go over to like the 62 and 35 up in Roxborough, and then I'm going to try to get the 89 in somewhere in Kennington, like somewhere that's not Area Transit Center or one of the L stations. But I'm going to try to get as much footage of the routes that are going to change or be discontinued, and then starting in August, once a week I'll go to like locations where the routes change to try to do like before and afters. And I'll try to do that as much as possible before starting to go back to the befores for Norristown. Norristown, I'm not saying I'm doing this now. Norristown's probably going to be like closer to like December of this year. But like I'm going to try to do like transit centers where the SEPTA GO zones are going to replace everything. So Norristown, even though that's not happening in February, I'm still going to do Norristown anyway. And I'm going to do what's the other one? Paoli again. One last hurrah for Paoli. But basically, yeah, like, so my goals now are before the changes. So you're going to start seeing videos of routes that are going to be discontinued a lot more often. And then when we get to the first of the changes, I'm going to start recording the like locations where the changes are actually visible. And then after After I'm done with most of those, then I'm going to start focusing on routes that are going to be getting rid of or eliminated with the next set of changes, and then basically going to keep doing that, like that pattern, until the whole Revolution Network thing is complete. And then I'm going to do the all routes video where I post a clip of each route, and that will include the 400 series. The 400 series, regional rail, the new bus routes. Not if it was discontinued, like by the time I made the video, I will not include it. But I'm going to do like every single route that will have existed at the time once I'm done with all those videos. Which will probably be like, I'm not going to lie to you. They'll probably be closer to maybe, that video will probably be like closer to like the end of 2027, maybe the beginning of 2028. So don't expect it no time soon. If I do an all route video now, it's going to be invalid the second I post it. So I'm going to wait until after all the changes are done. But that's the plan right now. That's what we're going to do. Thank you for the congrats on 10K. I do appreciate it. I just want everyone to know that if you subscribe during the stream, you will pop up like the whatever Rachel that popped up. Like if you subscribe during the stream, you will pop up on the screen. Like, and I'm gonna try to keep something. I'm gonna keep stuff like that up on here every time I stream too. Like this isn't gonna be the only stream. Now that I've kind of gotten to the groove of it, I'm definitely going to try to make sure I do this again in the future. Oh, I did not see this question. I'm so sorry. What do you think about the 78 and have you written it before? I've written the 78 before. I think it's stupid. The whole concept of the 78 is because they couldn't afford to run an extra train on regional rail, which makes sense. That makes sense to have a bus running in this place. I don't think the 78 as a concept is stupid. I think the fact that they ran the 78 in place of regional rail, but they could not run another bus route in place of the service to Allentown, in place of the service to Pottstown, in Pottsville, like all that service that had regional rail service where they couldn't run it no more, they didn't run a replacement bus service. They just said, all right, no regional rail, you get nothing now. But then now 2010 SEPTA is like, hey, we can't run a train, so have a bus. That's the one time where you probably should be like, yeah, if you can't run a train, let's do nothing until we can afford the train. Nobody in their right mind was paying $6 to ride a bus. That's why the early morning trips got axed in favor of the regional rail train. Because nobody wanted to pay that premium fare for a regular bus. It was stupid. But thankfully, they're fixing that problem. They're putting more trains out. So I don't know if they did it already, but there's definitely an early morning train now. But I think there should be a late night train soon. If not this year, the next. So there will be no need for a 78 anymore. The Market Frankfurt Express is probably the same thing. The best thing that came out of it. Oh, this whole time I was wrapping up the stream and now everybody's asking questions. Alright, I'm not going to be that guy. Alright. My thoughts on the XD40s from Jersey Transit, they're boring. They are very play it safe. They're good because they play it safe. But see, the Nabbies, they were bad, I won't lie. But part of their charm was that it was Jersey Transit still trying their hardest to get like a bus that was not made in the current market, a high floor bus with cushioned seats and shorter axle, like what's that? Axle span, like no, not axle span. What's that word? Not wheel radius. I got this. Come on, don't tell me what I'm trying to say. Basically, like the wheel span, shorter wheel span. And like they were trying their hardest to get like a bus that was made for them, which is what Jersey Transit used to always do. They was always trying to get the bus made for them. The Navies was the last bus that they got that was that. The Excelsiors that exist now, and even the MCI coaches that exist now, it's just like, there you go. There's a bus that's fresh off the shelf. This is how it's made. Meh. Where's the Jersey Transit pizzazz at? Where's the okay? We can't run this in a certain way because the wheel space is too small. We gotta shrink it a little bit. We gotta make the rear engine vents be like this because we want the engine to cool longer, cool faster. Where's all that New Jersey Transit stuff at? It's all gone. Blech. It's just a regular XD40 off the shelf. Disgusting. That's my thoughts on the Jersey Transit XD40s. They are good buses. But they're good buses because they're good buses. They're not good buses for New Jersey Transit. They're just good buses, period. And that's where the... Yeah. What do you think? Oh, wait. Hold on. Wrong question. What are the best XD40s from Index? What I'm supposed to say is that they're all trash. Because they ride and rattle like crap. But my actual answer is the 19,000s. Because those are the ones that have the highest rev in their engine. Like they're the ones that hit like the maximum RPMs. I'm not supposed to like though, but I like noise. So I like an engine like that actually sounds like it's doing something. I like when the bus actually sounds like it's doing work. So yeah, 19,000s. But they're all actually generally bad vehicles. Like they're all horrible. Like if you have the option to not ride one and you don't care about the sounds, I would recommend you get on Nova instead. Unless you want to be sent to the stratosphere. Okay, now back to me wrapping things. I did forget. When I was doing a wrap up, I was saying what I was doing for September. But what I'm also doing is, because there seems to be somewhat of a demand of the videos that I didn't post, I'm going to try to go back and post like the old MTA videos. I think it was 2 old NJ Transit videos. I know it was one PRT video I didn't post from Pittsburgh. I did a video on the West Busway and I never posted it. So I'm going to try to get that out there. I'll get those Beeline videos out there. I'm going to get the Nice video out there. All those MTA videos I recorded but didn't post, I'm going to get those out there. And I do have like, I'm in Baltimore right now, so I'm going to record some in .mta and post that. But I might post that like towards the end of this month instead of right away. But yeah, I will say too, this is probably the most I've ever talked all at once without like actually like having somebody talk like physically in my face to talk back. The most I've talked ever. I won't lie. This is very new. So I'm grateful. Like, don't get me wrong. I was very nervous when I started this. I won't lie to you guys. And when the stream kept failing, there was multiple times when I was just like, screw it, I'm just going to turn this off and leave it alone. I'm not going to do it anymore. But I powered through, and I'm glad I did, because this was probably the best streaming experience I ever had. And it made me want to do more, and I so want to do more. We are going to do more. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I don't know if it's going to be weekly recaps or something like that. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. But if you're like, we could talk about this in the Discord server. We could have if you're a member of the VTC Multimedia, and you want to add some video pictures to it, by all means, just let me know. I'll get you on there. It's no big deal. I don't have really like a vetting process. Just as long as your picture is in focus, like it's not a crappy picture, you're good to go. Like as long as you don't take like one of those like portrait mode big pictures of a bus where like the bus is only at the top of the picture and the whole bottom of the picture is just street. As long as you don't do that, you're welcome to do that. Like you're welcome to post on VTC Multimedia. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. We're signing off. Thank you all for joining. I do appreciate you all. Thanks for 10,000 subs, even though I'm pretty sure it's 11,000 at this point because I took so long. We reached 10,000 at like the beginning of the year, and I'm just now addressing it in the stream. So I'm pretty sure it's way higher than that. But either way, thank you. I appreciate you all. We will come back to this very soon. Have a good night.